everybody. Matt Borsch here for another episode of the RoadMap podcast. Today we've got Andrew Koski on with us today. How's it going today, Andrew?
Fantastic. Glad to be here.
Awesome. Glad to have you here. So you're here for something that we're calling a lock-in. Pretty unique, newer concept of the business, but this can be a very lonely, very virtual business. You know, when you're sitting in your garage by yourself, you know, just looking at a bunch of little squares on Zoom, it's easy to get in your head and get kind of lonely. No matter how many times you're calling us, right? So the concept with the lock-in is, hey, let's get together, and you can't replace that in-person vibe of learning and training and all that. So we'll get into that, but glad to have you here at the office. First time. How long you been with us in the business?
So this is the end of my third week of writing.
Man, so you're brand new.
Brand
new. Love it. Awesome. We'll start off so the folks out there can get to know you a little bit, and me as well. Tell us a little bit about kind of what your life looked like, what you were doing, home life, family situation before you came into this.
Yeah, so I was a maintenance manager for a property management company in Davenport, Iowa. It was a decent job. And so the thing with that was I just felt like I wasn't living up to my potential.
Okay.
Essentially, I was fixing toilets.
Fair enough. Yeah. Property management. Yeah.
And so, I mean, not a bad job. I just wasn't living up. I felt like I wasn't living up to my potential. Sure. And my brother, who's in the business, he'd been trying to get me to, write with him for quite a while.
But he's been here a while though, right?
So 2 years.
Has he been talking to you about that the whole time?
Yes.
Why'd you fight him on it?
So, I honestly, I don't know. At the time, like a year ago, I had went through a lot of the pre-licensing course.
Okay. A year ago.
Okay. I didn't like to study.
Oh, yeah, I get that. That study course is no fun.
Yeah, and I think that I just wasn't ready for it. I didn't understand everything that was going on here. But one of my life's goals has been to help people.
Okay.
And kind of just figuring out what Family First Life was all about really helped me to understand, okay, then I'm really actually going to be helping people in this industry.
Yeah.
And so a year later, out of the blue, I just texted my brother. I said, hey, man, I'm committed. Let's do this. What do I need to do? And so from then on, I went through the course pretty quickly, put my 2 weeks into my job.
Love it.
And then here I am. I was able to go to Miami, be at the conference.
Yep, with the annual convention.
Man,
okay,
that was
cool.
awesome.
Yeah. Would you say that was a deciding factor, or had you already decided at that point?
So I had pretty much already decided, but there was still a little bit of doubt in my mind because, things you hear about sales and commission, it's like, okay. But then when I was able to hear all of those agents get up and speak and say almost the exact same thing, carbon copy,
it's frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you're looking for the secret sauce.
It's like, no, you buy enough leads, all those things.
Yeah.
And it really, it convinced me that, this is where I need to be. And then I just need to stay consistent.
Love it.
And I know it'll work out.
100%. Yeah. Then you came out of that convention not having helped any families, not written any policies, wrote your first one, and then that's been the 3 weeks since, right? Mm-hmm. Love it. What's the best you've done so far in a given week?
So I helped 7 families last week.
Love
it. That's been the best week so far.
100%. It feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
For some of us, we didn't pick it up quite that quick. So what were some of the things for some new agents that want to have that quick success, see that quick confidence? And obviously it's a roller coaster, right? You're not always going to stay the exact same, place every single week to week. But what are some of the things that you feel like you did that helped you get off the ground, get running quicker than a lot of people do?
I listened to, my brother who brought me in, and he's been pretty successful.
Yeah.
So just listening to him, and he, they gave me everything to be successful.
Okay.
Scripts, rebuttals, things that people are going to say. Like, it really was just listening to him. I got on the phone with you and went through the RoadMap actually, and that was really like, oh yeah, this is cool. I'm going to set some goals for myself. Yeah, exactly. Right. Set some goals for myself. So my wife and I, we actually sat down that night. We set some goals, some things that we wanted to accomplish this year, 5 years, and if
that's huge
at the end of our lives. So that has been. That has been part of the first couple of weeks. That's like, hey, I'm doing this for a very specific
why you're
reason.
doing it.
Yep. There's my why.
For a little bit of accountability, do you care to share any of that stuff with us here?
Yeah. So
what are you shooting for?
So my 5-year plan is I want to have a house.
Okay.
And some property. And then the short-term plan in the next 2 years is I want to move out of the Midwest and get somewhere warm.
There you go.
Yeah. So that's kind of
There you go.
thing. And then even shorter term, I want to be able to take my wife to see her family in California.
Okay.
And so little things,
Yeah,
know,
it
some
gets kind of
little things
pricey.
like that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So setting
Love
some
it.
little goals, some more long-term goals.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Love it. How cool is it that you don't have to ask anyone to go see your wife's family
Oh
now?
man, that's yeah.
Can I please, sir? Please, can I have some time off? Please.
I think that's probably been the biggest driving factor is for me is seeing how if I fail, it's not because of anybody else, it's because of me. So then I can decide, hey, you're going to make this work or you're not going to make it work.
Yeah.
So I don't really like people being in charge of me. That's
Yeah.
just not. I don't like it. I'd rather be in charge. I'm a firstborn, kind of that.
I get that.
So yeah, definitely being able to create my own schedule, but within that got to be consistent in the business. So
It's kind of a daunting thing, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
it's exciting, but it's also a little bit nerve-wracking when you go to do that for the first time. Do you feel like you've grown at all in the past 3-4 weeks in that at all, or struggled at all?
Yeah, I definitely struggled.
Okay.
So like you mentioned, I'm working out of a garage.
Yeah.
That's difficult. I'm not really seeing anybody, no interpersonal contact. So that's been a little bit difficult for me. So there were a couple of days where I decided, I'm gonna work from home, and then there's the comfort of home, which is it's not bad, but my PlayStation's right there. All the things that could be distracting, and so just the mental battle of fighting. Hey, Drew, stay consistent. You got this. But yeah, it's been a little bit difficult. This lock-in has been awesome here. Just being with all the people who are her vested also, just ready to, kill it.
Yeah.
And the encouragement, and then also seeing people fail too, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not, I'm going to fail eventually. This week has been a rough week. Haven't been able to help any families. So,
Yeah.
but hey, everybody's been through it. So
we still got plenty of time.
Yeah.
We still got
That's
more
true.
than half the day left. And a lot of times what I've seen, and you've probably even seen this too, is most agents, when they're starting to feel really frustrated, they start on this downward spiral where they start letting it get to their head.
Yeah.
They start changing what they were doing literally the week before where you were being super successful. You start rethinking all of it. Oh, did I really do that? Do I need to change up? Have the clients changed this week?
Yeah.
Are they coming up with new objections this week and new situations? Well, no, a lot of times we get in our head about it and we start changing the things that made us successful or missing the key points, trying to get more efficient or quicker or something silly. And then we start going on this downward spiral that you're not helping anyone, and then your attitude gets worse, and then you're not helping anyone, and then it gets even worse. Then it eventually affects your activity. That's how we see so many people leave the business because they can't kick that. And so what we see for agents that are able to kick that is they keep that positive attitude regardless of the results that they're seeing, because what we do here, attitude and activity, are the only two things you can control. You can't control results. We have 100% control of our attitude and our activity. And if you keep those positive and high,
That's good.
we know that it's around the corner. We know that next family is around the corner, but they won't be if you're all up in your head. These people probably won't buy.
Yeah.
They probably don't need my help. I'm not going to make that last dial because, it sucked already. I might as well start again next week. So there's this thing, it's kind of almost a joke, where that last appointment's always magic if you show up ready to go to work. I don't know what it is about it, but that last appointment for the day or the week, for some reason, a lot of times, abnormally, you're able to help them. So stay positive, and that's hopefully helpful to you, but also helpful to everyone out there, because you're not the only one that goes through that.
Right. Yeah.
And this won't be the only time you'll go through this either. We have Hall of Fame producers. I've been through this too, where you've been a Hall of Fame producer, and yet you start thinking, do I even remember how to help families anymore? And it's just something about it. But you have to stay positive, control that attitude and activity, and you'll see it. So I appreciate you sharing that. That's really cool. So 3 weeks in, 7 families, best week ever. What are some of your goals going forward here in the business for this year, as far as how many families you hoping to help? Obviously 400 being Hall of Fame. It's a pretty steep goal though. So is that something that you're shooting for, or what are you hoping for this year?
I got started here in February,
Yeah.
late February. So it hasn't quite been the 400 families. I was thinking 300 is my goal
Okay. Yeah.
for this year.
Yeah.
I'm going to obviously try to push past that. But that's my goal for this year. 300
Okay, love it.
families.
So we're shooting for 300. And then you mentioned also looking to help other people in the business as well. For me, it took me months and months and months to realize that that was something that made a lot of sense, not just for me, but for me being able to bring people in and caring about them and helping them. Why would you say you have a passion or a desire to bring people into this business and pour into them?
Because it'll change their lives, in a way that's better for them and their family, not just today, but in the future also.
Yeah.
Right. So things can happen quickly, but at the same time, in the future, you'll be able to help your family.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who are entrepreneurship minded, but they're held back by, someone who's above them.
Yeah.
And that's always a tough place to be because, and not every time is it the person above you's fault, but at the same time, you have an opportunity here to build your own business again, and you can make it if you decide to.
100%.
So it ends up being on you.
Love it. Love it. What's the type of person that you're looking for? Do you have a specific type of person that you say, hey, if you're here or mentally or physically or literally, this might be a good fit for you. I might be able to help you out. Do you have any kind of, person that you're kind of speaking to when you're saying, hey, it was a good fit for me. It should be for you too?
Yeah, I mean, I'm nothing special. I would say it's just, are you willing to work hard and stay consistent? Just from everything
Fair
that
enough.
I've seen. 3 weeks in, I mean,
Yeah.
from every person, every agent that I've talked to who's been successful, it's literally, can you work hard? Can you stay consistent?
Yeah.
And,
That's about
it
it.
flows from there.
That's about it. Love it, man. Well, I appreciate you hopping on, and I hope that was a help to everyone out there. Andrew Koski, look out for him this year. He's going to be a big time producer, probably building the business too, it sounds like. So we're excited to see what he does. Appreciate you all hopping on today. Have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. That was another episode of the RoadMap podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like what you see.